Yeah. Oh, now you're awake? Ah. Good morning, wake up. Good morning, wake up, wake up. Somebody's sleeping when she made my coffee. Good morning, Sawadee Kap. Sawadee Tan Chow. Oh, orange juice always tastes good in the morning. Here we are, it's another day. It's 8:05 a.m. on a Thursday here in Bangkok. And looks like rain today. But it is getting cooler. Right now it's 82 degrees, high of 84, low of 77. The feel like temperature is 88, 74% humidity, 0 wind, and 50% chance of rain. 92 is the air quality index, which is not very good. And the bot, 33.31. So it seems like it's going in the right direction now. Can everybody hear me okay? Is everybody there? Can they see me? Can they hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? What is that song, Tommy? See me, feel me. See me. Yeah, something like that. It's from the Pinball Wizard. Tommy, the movie. Anyway, is there anybody here? If there's somebody here, do me a favor, acknowledge that the video and the audio works. Do me a favor, leave a thumbs up if you, before we get started or after, if you can remember, subscribe. If you're not already a member, and look down in the description, get a t-shirt or whatever. But today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about the news. And, well, there's nothing really extreme. There's no major news. There's a lot of little things going on as we count down to the end of the month. Condo Beach, all right. Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed. Condo Beach, nice place. But there, oh, good morning, Soy Dog Cowboy. How you doing? Longhorns and I will be heading out probably, well, middle of next week. We'll be heading out to your old stomping ground in Pattaya. Fella. Wow, thank you, fella. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Choke D to you and good morning. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit more about relationships because I got a message from a guy who he's been married for many years to a Thai woman, and he acknowledged and he brought up a few points that I didn't really say so much about yesterday, but you know, there's a lot of haters out there, that guys who, for whatever reason, they're, you know, you hear about the lousy relationships. You hear the horror stories, but you don't always hear about the good relationships. Because it just isn't interesting most of it. It's boring. Listen, I lead a pretty boring life most of the time. You know, I look forward to my little expeditions, my little adventures. I look forward to streaming, at least sometimes I do. more than others. But other than that, I mean, my kids got their own lives. My wife has her own life. We have our life together, and we don't always get to spend much time together. But most people that have a solid relationship, they're just doing their own thing. They're not worried about what everybody thinks or any of that kind of stuff. In the old days, it would be if you were with a Thai woman, everybody would stare. If you were with a Thai woman here, people would stare. I mean, it happens once in a great while now, but really not very often. Times have changed a little bit. But before I keep going about this, I wanted to talk about a few things, and I wanted to read some of the messages. Let me get in here. Where's that news that I wanted to talk about? All right, there are calls for condo reform to lure more foreigners. And, if you've been following what's going on here in Thailand, you know that the Thai government is looking for the big money Farang. They're looking for the big money ones, which I am not one of. But they don't want, and they have effectively given the boot to many backpackers, a large percentage of backpackers. Just they're not coming here anymore. Either because it's the prices are a little bit higher, they're not able to stay as easy for, say, a year if they want to. And so they're pushing these people out, and I don't know that that's the wisest move. And I did say something about this a while ago where I said, eventually the people who have been coming here, the older folk who've been coming here for, say, 15, 20 years, or they live here part-time, guys like Soy Dog Cowboy who comes here part-time, eventually what happens is they get old and they just decide to stop coming, or they just move here. But what happens is the demographic changes. And so you've got to get the younger people interested in Thailand. And if you're pushing these people out, most younger people are not coming here at 20 years old saying, I'm going to live in Thailand for the rest of my life. Or they're not saying, I'm going to become an expat in Thailand. They don't have the means. No, I'm talking about the masses. They don't have the means. So if you are pushing people away from here, then basically the worldwide dynamic is changing. The demographic of where people go is changing. And as I stated yesterday, Mexico is, I think, number 3. Costa Rica is number 1. Where is it here? Panama is number 2. Mexico is number 3. Colombia is number 4. Portugal is number 5. Ecuador is number 6. Malaysia is number 7. France is number 8. Malta is number 9. Vietnam is number 10. Let me see where Thailand is, because actually they do have it. Thailand, they make it really difficult here. They keep asking for your email address, but it's like every single time you move the page, it changes. Damn it. Okay, Thailand is number 18. Thailand is number 18. It's behind Bali, Uruguay, Ireland, Cambodia. Thailand is behind Cambodia now as an expat destination, if you can believe that. Hey, Andy, how are you? How you going? So it's no surprise that there are a lot of people shaking their head, and the Thai government is not, and maybe they just don't care, but they're going to care in a few years. When guys like me die out, or we decide, listen, I'm going somewhere else, or I'm going back to the United States, or whatever. I don't know if it's on the list. I didn't see it in the top 20, but it could be. They keep, God damn it. You know what, I'll just put this in here. Maybe this will work. Let me see if it's on. I don't want all this shit. I just want what they were supposed to give me. I know it's not in the top 10. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Nope, not in the next 20. It is not on the list. Number 25 is Nicaragua. Number 24 is Bolivia. Number 23 is Croatia. 22 is Roatan. I've never even heard of Roatan. And before that is the Dominican Republic. And you got other countries. You got Belize. Italy is behind. Then you got Sri Lanka, Bali, Ireland, Peru, Uruguay, Cambodia, and Spain. Cambodia is number 12 now. Yeah, go ahead. Let me know. What's the big deal now going on in Victoria? Alay. Yeah, it's so beautiful, huh? Yeah. You made that half asleep. Random question, do you believe in God? Ugh. Spanish is easier to learn than Thai, especially in the U.S. I've heard that before, but I don't believe that. And the reason is because of the plural and it just seems to me that, you know, if you can follow the tones in Thailand, it's an easier language than Spain. Breaking news, Victoria Gov will pass a law that anyone can be jailed with no recourse of legal representative for as long as they see fit. Not only COVID related. What the fuck? I think it's a little bit easier, to be honest, Thai, just because you don't have all the tenses and things like that. But, you know, for some people, they pick up Spanish faster than Thai. I picked up Thai far more quickly than Spanish, but I didn't, you know, I wouldn't say, I mean, I was living in Southern California. I grew up in Florida, and there's a lot of Latinos, but I didn't really try to learn, aside from in my Spanish classes, I didn't really try to learn Spanish the way that I tried to learn to speak, to learn Thai. So, again, I think it's up to the person, you know. But some people have a real hard time with the tones. Well, you know, the thing with the tones is that a lot of times you can get away with speaking incorrectly, but sometimes there's numerous words that they just have different tones, and if you say the wrong tone, it has a different meaning, and therefore the people listening are like, huh? What was the word for, I think it's long kang. That's long kang is raft, which I didn't know. I didn't know how to say raft until yesterday. I would not want to learn Chinese, and I have no desire to learn Chinese. No desire at all. Good day, all. Good day, mate. Sawadee Ton Chow. Today, if you must know, I am the only person in all of Starbucks, aside from the manager, Mr. Kent, and the lovely Miss Tia. Mrs. Tia or Miss Tia? Sorry. No. Anyway, so let's get back to this. this call for easier. Ni hao, Miss Tien. She speaks English, man. The government has been, see, here's the thing. This is not necessarily going to happen. This is just something that, at the urging of the Board of Trade of Thailand, they are trying to make it easier for foreigners. You see, the people who are dealing with the foreigners every day, they know things are too difficult. They're too muddled. There's too much red tape, and they know this, and they call for the government to change things. So the government has been urged to simplify money transfers and provide more medical staff to support wealthy pensioners if the country wants to boost the economy through foreign property ownership. To get a condo transfer, foreigners are required to transfer money from overseas with their own currency and declare or show a foreign exchange a transaction certificate to the lands department. This was inconvenient as many foreign buyers had a business in Thailand or a Thai wife. They had to transfer money out of Thailand and back into the country to buy a condo unit. There you go. So let's say that I have 2 million baht sitting in the bank, and I want to buy a condo here, and it's for 1 million baht, 1.1, we'll say. I technically have to transfer the money out, then transfer the money back in, which costs me a little bit of money, and it's you got to worry about, is it going to get lost, what's going to happen. Instead, I'd like to just see that you don't have to worry about it, but they're so worried about the criminal element here. What is that saying by Benjamin Franklin? Where when you should not sacrifice safety for freedom or something like that. Freedom for safety, rather. Most countries' governments don't care about inbound money transfers, but they do care about outbound moves. The Thai government should amend this rule. Let me tell you something. I had to transfer something like $85,000 or $75,000 out of the country, I don't know, about 9-10 years ago. What a pain in the ass. The biggest pain in the ass. They wanted me to print out pictures of websites where I was having the money sent to the companies that I was having the money sent to. Like, what's that gonna do? I'm gonna I can make a picture of anything and just put whatever I want. So what does that help? It's like they just want to say, well, we went through the motions, so it's gonna be okay. And then what happens is when something isn't okay, they come back and they go, oh, they got all the paperwork, and nobody gets in trouble, and they just go, what are we going to do about it? He said Thai people should not worry that allowing foreign property ownership was treasonous, because Thai people can buy homes in many overseas countries, and those nations do not regard selling to foreigners as treason. There you go. This is xenophobia here. It's definitely xenophobia. Okay, I will do so. If I can figure out how the hell to do it. I never used to think of this place, when I first came over here, I never thought, oh, the Thais are xenophobic. Let's see here. I don't think I got anything. I don't know. What's today? Today's Thursday. Anyway, I'll find out after I get off of here. But it looks like so far nothing's come through. Oh yeah, I need to send you a message too, Jannar. You might be a little surprised. But then again, maybe you won't be. Most Thai properties sold to or preferred by foreigners are in a different segment to Thai buyers. Foreigners frequently choose locations which are not preferred among Thais and vice versa. One of those places is Pattaya. That is not a preferred destination for many people. This guy at the Thailand Development Research Institute says the Thai economy may struggle if it is not driven by the property sector. Local housing demand will shrink due to declining trend of population growth. Skilled labor shortages will also be a problem. We still have no plan to pay back the 1.5 trillion baht debt. I hate to say it, but I think this short-sightedness of Thailand, and that's how I view it. That's my view of the way that Thailand deals with foreigners, deals with, even with Thais in some instances, but the foreigners and the way they're dealing with foreigners, I think it's short-sighted. And I think they need to get into the long game. Why would you alienate the very people who made your country what it is? Why would you alienate them? Why would you say, I don't want, oh, no wonder, I don't have a doodad here. A doodad. You know, Starbucks internet, it's supposed to give you like hours and hours. And you know what it does? It disconnects after like 10 minutes. Thank you, Gennaro. All right, now I got it because my internet was not working. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I did do a little bit yesterday about my journeys. I did get into that a little bit. And I'm going to go over that in a little bit here. Just read that if you test positive upon arrival in Thailand, that the insurance will not cover you. I think that's only if you are asymptomatic. You know, if you're asymptomatic, I don't think it will cover you. Which is why I do not want to be tested anywhere, because I don't want to hear them tell me I test positive and there's nothing wrong with me. I don't feel bad at all. I have no, like right now, I'll tell you what, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago when I was complaining about having headaches and all this stuff, well, guess what? That's all gone. So maybe I did catch it and the vaccine did what it was supposed to do. And that would mean I have an even stronger immune system now. So, you know, well, you have to buy insurance that is specifically for COVID, which is what I did. But it won't cover you for asymptomatic illness. But let me continue here. Now, we're getting back to this again. The government aims to attract 1 million rich global citizens, remote working professionals, wealthy pensioners, and highly skilled professionals. Now that's over the course of 5 years. They expect 1 trillion baht, a 1 trillion baht contribution per year, or 1 million baht per head. I don't know, that's 200,000 people a year. Okay, what does that work out to? 1 million divided by 365 days, it's almost 3,000 people a day. It's like 285 or something. Is that what it is? 285 or 2850? 2,850 people a day. How the hell are they going to do that when they only have, I forget what it was, but something like 8,000 elite visas? That's it. They don't have, I don't understand where they're getting their figures from. How are they going to entice people to come here? I'm asking that. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to slam the government. I'm just asking, how are they figuring these numbers? Where are they getting these numbers from? Anybody got an idea? Are they just pulling it out of their ass? Or, I mean, is there something I'm missing? I mean, what is it? I'm not worried about the numbers right now here. If the numbers go back up, well, then obviously that's going to be a problem, and that's going to stifle their opening. I really do hope. I got to talk about the trip that I've been talking about, because there's some interesting things going on, and I made many phone calls yesterday. I did a lot of research yesterday afternoon. First thing I wanted to do was to make sure that it is, you can also be quarantined. If someone on your airplane tests positive, you can also be quarantined with the whole plane. And this has happened before. Yeah, I mean, how many digital nomads are making $1 million a year? How many are making even $100,000, $200,000? A very, very small percentage. Not very many. So I don't know how they plan on doing this. I wish them well. I hope things work, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, I'm a realist. That's what it boils down to. I try to be as real as possible. I don't know. I don't think they have a chance in hell to get 200,000 people per year. Now, and I said this before, the only reason that it might happen is because of the Chinese. And right now, Chinese aren't going to be flocking over here. But let me just tell you what happened yesterday. I made some phone calls. I made 6 or 7 phone calls yesterday related to, traveling down a river and taking a trip. I wanted to do a trip in Chantaburi, just a day trip. However, there's a few things that happened. First, I checked with I called the tourism department, the TAT. And honestly, I got to say that most of the time, unless you're saying something like, I want to go to the Grand Palace, or, the reclining Buddha, or whatever it might be, Wat Arun, something like that. You get into a really specific request like I had, and they're not very useful, It's not their fault, because really what I'm doing is not necessarily something a tourist would normally do. But they did give me a phone number that put me in touch with somebody who did have a little bit of information. And the information I wanted was, is it legal for me to do a trip as long as I want to do it and be on the river with an inflatable raft, whether it's rowing or with a boat motor, an electric motor, or a gas-powered motor, diesel, whatever. And yes, it is legal. So that's a huge weight off my chest, because I don't have to worry about it being illegal. They did say, be careful. I said, okay. But then what I did was I called a couple places in Chantaburi and in Chiang Mai. In Chantaburi, I called 4 hotels, and 3 of them were either closed for good, not answering, or they won't be opening up until January. Yes. So one place I said, well, you answered the phone. Are you open right now, or sorry, but are you open now? No, we're not open. We're gonna open next month? No, January if we open. We're January if we open. I said, oh, okay. I called another place over and over again, and they had like 4 different numbers, and all of them just, you get the, sorry, this number is no longer in service. And, what am I going to do about that? I can't do anything. Then I called another place, and they were open. And actually, I said, you know, do you have rooms on these days? And one day they had a room, and the next day they didn't have a room. So they were full. I suspect with Thais. I asked about the river. She didn't even know what I was talking about. And I said, the river, where people go rafting. She goes, we're probably really far away from that. There is a river, but that's not the one that you're talking about. I said, okay. So then I got in touch with a place in, so what does that tell you? Okay, they don't have, there's almost no tourists in Thailand right now. If they're anywhere, they're probably in Phuket or whatever, or just, you know, there's a bunch of stragglers around. But I called up a couple places in Chiang Mai. One place was very helpful, very, very helpful. In fact, I got them on my Line account now, and we had a little bit of a discussion about things. And they're open, 100% open. The prices are still the same as they normally would be. In fact, they're a little bit lower. And so I don't know. You know, I was gonna try to talk Longhorns into going to Chantaburi from Pattaya, but what's the point of going if nothing's open? And again, here we go. Ancient City, nothing open. Chatuchak, you go in there, almost nothing open now. You know, and if you think people are going to come running back November 1st, it's not going to happen. Because I've already talked to lots of people, and they're all like, we're going to wait, we're going to wait, we're going to wait it out. The Tiger, they think they're going to get, they think, no, that's just bullshit. You don't have to ask them shit. Because here's the thing, if you go to the hotel and they don't do a TM30, then the place that did it the last time that you were there, it still counts there. So what does it matter? I get my TM30 done by my landlord, and I go and the hotel doesn't record it, well then I don't have to do anything, which is fine. I don't care. You know. In fact, when we went to the hotel, now granted this was the Hilton, when we went in Hua Hin, we didn't have to ask them. They just did it. So, you know, Duke, I think you make generalizations sometimes and you really shouldn't make them. We can't get on a flight here, international, without a CV test and a double vax. Well, that makes sense, because who's going to allow you to come here if you're not tested and you are not vaccinated? In fact, one of the things that I need to do is call up the place that vaccinated me before and say, when am I going to get my booster shot? What's the deal? I was just refused a COVID extension. 3 different hotels didn't do a TM30 for me. Yeah. 25 deaths in Melbourne with CV yesterday. Ugh. Yeah, who knows what's going on. I don't know what to tell you, Duke. You need to tell the hotels to do the TM30 then if they're not doing them, you know. But normally you don't have to. I mean, I didn't have any problems. I haven't had any problems, and I don't know where you've been, but I would say I've been to, in the last year, good morning, Dallo. In the last year I've been to, let me think here. I've been to Nong Khai, I've been to Bungkan, I've been to Nakhon Phanom, I've been to Krabi, Railay, Khao Lak, Phuket, Ayutthaya, Hua Hin. I've been to all those places, and none of those places had a problem with my TM30. I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky, but, you know, 1 Hilton and 2 Holiday Inn. Well, I don't know why the Hilton wouldn't do it. I find that hard to believe, man, really. Because as soon as we walked in and checked in, it was, please show us your vaccination card or your QR code. Please scan this and enter your information, yada, yada, yada. And then they took our passport. When they copy your passport, you know. And why would the immigration even care if if you had a TM30 done at one place? Why would they care when you go to other places? They don't know you're going to these other places, unless you tell them the last place I came from was different than the place that you do have a TM30. Then they might see something. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit strange, man. You got all these problems. It was you and the other guy who were like, "Oh, I go to the airport and they always want a flat fee and all this other bullshit." That's just horse shit, man. You know, I don't have these problems. Why is it? Why do I not have these problems? And if it is, if something like when I'm at the airport back when I was coming from wherever it was, when I was with Longhorns, that he was, maybe me and Mar, that we came back and we started leaving and the guy goes, "Oh, 300 baht," or whatever it was. And I go, "No, stop right here and let me out or turn that fucking meter on." Oh, sorry. Turn the meter on right away. Yeah, well, then, you know, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. But that, I mean, you know, that's really strange. They don't forget. They don't just, "Oh, we just forget to do this." This is something that's been in place for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time. You just haven't had to report this because they didn't really care about it up until recently when they started making it a big deal. I've been turned down for my 90-day report, and they said you need to update your TM30. So I just wrote to my landlord. I said, "Hey, I need you to update my TM30. Have you done it yet?" "Oh, I forgot." Okay. They do it, and the next day approved. So, you know, it's not a big deal, but for the most part, they don't just forget. I don't know what Hilton you were at or Holiday Inns you were at or whatever, but it hasn't been my experience that this happens. Because like I said, I've been to like 12 different places. And none of these places have ever forgotten. The only place that this happened is when I went to Hong Kong and came back. How's the SS political correct name for the raft? I still haven't put up these names. I gotta do this. I need to put up the name for the show and the name for the boat. But I want to figure out some kind of a contest for the boat. I think that would be a little more fun. Countries are moving to learn to live with this strategy. Hence, do your own risk assessment and research for what home country's insurance will cover, or buy Thai insurance, buyer beware mentality. I downloaded my vaccine certificate yesterday and have a few paper copies. Yeah, I do that, and then I also take a copy of it with my phone. I take a photo of it with my phone, and then I also go to the page that shows everything. I scan the QR code, go to the page, and copy the page as well into the phone and print it out. So I got plenty of versions. I don't have no stinking Thai arrival app because I haven't gone out of Thailand in 2 years and, well, wait a minute, no. It would be almost 2 years. It would be 2 years December of this year, December 9th. It would be 2 years, which is the longest time that I haven't gone out of the country in, I don't even know how long, 20-something years. But listen, Duke Nukem, if this is all true, and you're having these problems, well, maybe that just tells people something that you need to. What is that? You need to verify everything. What was the whole phrase? Reagan said it, I think. I forget what it was. Good morning there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Robert. I can't help but laugh every time I say it that way. Whatever, it's verify. You got to verify everything. Immigration told me to request a TM30 receipt from hotels from now on. Trust but verify. Okay, thank you. Well, if they're telling you that, then, obviously they've had problems with it. I haven't had any problems. None. Well, if I have problems with it, if I have big problems, big issues with what they want, then I'm going to have to leave. It's as simple as that. If it's something that's major, then your coffee cup is too small. Thank you very much, Black Miner 73. Yeah, I went with today. What did I get? I got a flat white today. I just wanted to try it. It's just like a cappuccino almost, but this is the medium sized. And usually I just have the little espresso. Good morning, Henry. Hello, Henry. Hello, Tian. Well, there's a few things I'm going to be getting in the near future here in Thailand. I'm not going to get into them too much. The name of the place that I was going to go, she's working hard now. There is one customer in here. It's Klong Pong Nam Ron. Klong Pong Nam Ron. That is the name of the river that I was going to go. I don't know that I'm going to go there unless I can find a place that's open. But I won't be going there. What I'll do is I'll probably wait until Longhorns is not going to have enough time to go to Chiang Mai. I'll wait until he splits. I'll figure everything out, and then I'll go in another week or two. I'll go to the same place that I contacted that was so helpful because they were very good about it and they have a good reputation. So I might do a 2-day trip. I don't know. I'll have to see. Flat ones might go to coffee. My go-to coffee. Oh, yeah, I've never had it before. Hello, mate. Andy, can you send me the details? Will the bars be ready? I don't know. It's up to the leaders. I think if they're smart, they'll open up. I mean, various people and organizations are screaming bloody murder. They want things to get back to normal. They're like, what are you thinking? You're going to open up the place, and you're not going to allow the places that really generated a huge amount of income, the bars, the pubs, the karaoke's, the discos, and you're not going to allow alcohol? It's foolish, in my opinion. And it's that whole big daddy, I'm your daddy, you do what I tell you, you cannot drink, it's too dangerous. Yeah, it's so, listen, I'm past all this. My bank in the United States used to lock, I've talked about this before, a couple of years ago. They used to lock my credit card down every couple of weeks. I'd go to take some money out, and it would be like, sorry, this card cannot be used. Please call your branch. I couldn't call the branch sometimes because of the time difference until they finally made it 24 hours. And I would end up having to call them whenever they opened. And I'd say, why are you locking my card down every 2 weeks, every month, at least once? They did it like 10 times. I got so pissed. Well, because you're out of the country, I said, listen, I've already called in and say, I'm going to be out of the country for the next 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, I'll call up and I'll say, I'm going to be out of the country for another 6 months because technically, although I'm a United States citizen, I live here in Thailand. Oh, well, we can't put your Thai address into the system. I said, okay, I understand that, but put a note in there. And so I had to call them all the time. Yeah, that's okay, Dowlo. I've had a lot more. And the average is really, the average lately has been between 70 and 80. Biden, get beat virus this, what the hell? Get beat virus this gonna territory where said Biden weather oh Jesus, I can't even listen to this. I can't even read that. I don't even want to think about what Biden is saying. I don't even care about Biden. I'm done. You know, although I am an American citizen, at some point I may become a Thai citizen. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, I don't give a shit about Biden. I don't care what's going on over there. I don't care about political correctness. I'm not in that universe. I'm in a different universe. I'll be as politically incorrect as I want. I mean, I can be tactful and polite. I don't have to be nasty or rude just because I don't agree with something. But of course, some other people, they might not be able to do that. They might not be able to handle a civil discussion. Those people who would call me politically incorrect, but guess what? I don't care if they think I am. I don't really care. Vlogger from Pattaya went around LK Metro today and asked the bar owners when they be open, and mostly maybe by January. Well, listen, they've said already December 1st. We don't know that for sure, of course. It depends on the numbers in November. It could be as early as November 1st. It may happen. It may happen when they see things aren't going well. It may be November 10th, November 15th. They may go, you know what? Not that many people are coming in. Maybe we need to start allowing alcohol, and we, need to stop dictating what people can and cannot do all the time, because most people don't like being told what to do. I know I don't. I'm UK, but I still take note of symbolism given out by those shit houses. Okay. Are you able to get Social Security retirement from the United States? Yes. Why not? I paid plenty into the system. I gotta say again, here it is, we're almost at 9 o'clock. Do me a favor, leave a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. Go down into the description. We got, you can always get a shirt if you want to get something for your dough. You can get one of my books if you haven't got it already. You can go down into the Amazon. You can get something from Amazon for yourself. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You can do all kinds of things. You can join and become a member of the YouTube channel. You can be a sponsor on the channel. You can become a Patreon patron. You can become somebody who contributes through Buy Me a Coffee. You can also use PayPal, CASHAPP, and what was the other one? Apple Money. I think that's all of them. Oh, cryptocurrency. I forgot all about that. So there's a host of ways that you can help support the channel. host of ways. Help me get that boat. Help me get on the road. Watched the Midway movie on Netflix last night. Those American bomber pilots were blood brave. They turned peon in the WW2 in the Pacific. Bloody. That was a long time ago, eh? I grew up watching that movie. And, you know, December 7th is a holiday in the United States. Well, there's the one girl is getting her coffee right now. I don't know if she's going to be sitting here or what the deal is, but and then that's it. I got the whole place to myself. And apparently, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday are the busy days here. That's what I was told the other day. It's really busy here. Now, in another hour, this place might start picking up, but we'll see. Yeah, Tora. Speaking of turning points, I'm going to tell you something else. It looks like this month will be the fourth highest. The numbers will be the fourth highest. I'm talking about the financials. I'm talking about everything on the whole as an average will be number 4 in all the time I've been online. There's a chance I can get to number 1, but I only have how many days left? 29, 30, 31. 3 days left, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to earn enough. I don't know if I'll be able to get enough in ad revenue and all that other stuff. So I don't know if it number 1, but I feel pretty good because right now I'm number 5. I know I'm going to get to number 4. So 4th highest out of the whole time I've been on YouTube. So I feel pretty good about that. High rent land of the UK military has changed since Biden got in cattle. Okay, I don't know what all this is about. I don't really. Pebble dashing. Australia would have been taking Japanese. All right, talking Japanese. Speaking Japanese. Yeah, well, you know, I'll always be American, no matter what. I'll always be American, but man, I'm embarrassed about how things are shaping up in the United States now, which is why I just don't even want to think about it. Don't want to think about it, don't want to care about it. When things head back in the right direction, then I'll start thinking about it because I don't live there and I haven't lived there. It's 27 years. In a month, not even a month. It start to be my 28th year. So I'm here. I dare say I'm probably not going anywhere for a while. So, you know, and he had to pull out bodies of the harbor. He never liked talking about any of it. Yeah, my grandfather got shot down over Burma. I think I talked about that before, but anyway. Here you go, Gennaro. She's not a barista, though, so you can see there's nobody in this place. Nobody here. All right, so we already know about the condo reform. Let's see if there's anything else. By the end of the first quarter of the second quarter of next year, Thailand will start welcoming long-term residents. Opportunities come with risks, said Mr. Nonaret. There will be a number of wealthy retirees coming here. We should increase the number of medical staff to support a rising demand from senior people, both foreigners and Thais. You know, well, the other thing is that they're going to come here and they're viewed as a wealthy retiree. And guess what? If they got to go in the hospital, they're paying double what the Thais are paying. And perfectly legal. Now, how many people really want to come and get treated like that? The one guy on that channel always goes, "Go where you're treated best." You know, things have changed here, and I've been saying this for a long time. Even before I got on YouTube, I've been saying this. Go mercenary and return to the U.S. and take out blithering, stunning fool by rifle shot from the dinghy. Well, we're not allowed to talk about that. I kind of wonder why that wasn't done with Trump or with Biden or many other leaders. I kind of wonder why, but maybe it's far more difficult than people imagine. I don't know. I don't think about that because I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail. Gennaro, we spent 2 weeks in Hawaii. The highlight was visiting the memorials at Pearl Harbor. Australia has been an ally in many wars and also lost a lot of good men. Thanks for your military service. Thanks, Gennaro. And if you go to Kanchanaburi, they have all kinds of memorials to the Australians, and they have that out in the forest. They have the place where all of them died. They were working on the railroad. All the people died, and there's a lot of Australians. You see, Gennaro, there you go, right there. Except she's probably not going to give you the time of day. Yeah, Hellfire Pass trip. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I forgot the name of it. 3 Pagoda Pass, Hellfire Pass. You go out to that area, you pass up Kanchanaburi. Even in Kanchanaburi, you know, there's the memorial, there's the big cemetery with people from the UK and Australia and other places. Thai Burm death. And so, you know, there is a lot to see. Just that Longhorns has already been there. And I've been there, I don't know how many times, too many times to count. I just wanted to go do it for the day, but I don't know. I haven't deleted anything. I generally don't delete any comments from the chat unless it's somebody who's getting nasty or somebody who says something way over the top that is going to make a problem for me. Pebble Dash, I don't understand what the hell, you make no sense, but he's the Oz equivalent to David Icke, God bless him. Just has escaped from Egan. Oz He-Mac Nick is in Mexico. Yeah, I don't understand what the hell you're saying. Speak English. You can speak Australian too, but we don't care about that, Duke Nukem. Honestly, I don't really care about that on this channel. It's not something we need to talk about. I really don't give a shit. You know? I mean, I don't think anybody should be anti-anything when it comes to taking people in the hospital. But here in Thailand, I can tell you, the guy who was complaining about being overcharged, he lost his case. He lost. The Thai government said they have to think about the Thai people first, and that's the way it goes. So you're not going to be able to do anything about it, you know. And then there's this other, I know who he is. I don't want to talk about them. Why do I care about them? We're not talking about that. Here they are, the immigration department. You know, they have a new head of immigration, and they want to screen and crack down on the foreigners and keep a better, a tighter rein, a tighter leash on foreigners so that they can make sure they're not engaging in any criminal activities. We visited Thai Burma Death Railway, went to the war cemetery. Yeah. I went to all those places, and I actually went with my mother to the war cemetery and the what the hell was the other one? Surprised to see trains still going over the bridge. Oh yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, and if you keep going, you go over the aqueduct, and it's you know, it's not huge, but it's pretty cool. The new immigration chief, his name is Police Lieutenant General Pakpumpipat Sajichapan. And he says he's calling for an improved database to keep track of foreigners entering the kingdom. It follows the arrest last week of 37-year-old American Robert Andrew. Why you got to be American? Who has been charged with raping and seriously assaulting a 45-year-old masseuse worker at a massage parlor in Khon Kaen. And he also assaulted a 12-year-old girl. Well, these people, I don't know how you're going to stop them from getting in, but you can't blame them. But are foreigners the only one doing these things? Because that's something else to consider. Maybe they need to think about the Thais as well, because the Thais aren't perfect. Duke, well, that's why the TM30 is strict now. It's been strict for... When did you first come here? You assume a lot of things. It has nothing to do with this. Jesus Christ, man. That doesn't have anything, one does not correlate with the other. In other words, that's what I'm saying. Now, coincidentally, it might help, but that has nothing to do with why they got stricter with the TM30. Many years ago, the TM30's been in place for a long time. The TM30 has been in place well before that, 2012. However, they didn't really care about it until the last couple of years. And people have raised a stink about it. Because it is a pain in the ass. Even for me, it's a pain in the ass. And, you know, I have to go to my landlord, and it's the landlord's daughter who takes care of everything, and she's very busy. They don't see each other very much. My landlord, who is an elderly woman, does not generally talk to her daughter unless her daughter has time to come over and spend time with her, which she doesn't have much time. She doesn't use the internet. Her daughter used to be there and use the internet. She's gone off to work, and she's got her own place. She doesn't live there anymore. And so there's nobody for me to relay the information to. So I have to tell my landlord, I have to basically say, listen, if you don't take care of this, you are going to be fined. I visited the Shan State twice. I've got some good photos with like a current army in chains doing hard labor, and some good shots of Yaba factory. Great to look back on now. All right, anyway, let me get over here. Police check first if the foreign suspect has a Thai wife or girlfriend in order to locate their quarry. So, under current arrangements, one of the first things police check is to see if the foreigner has a Thai wife or girlfriend in their efforts to track a suspect down or locate his current address. How about you just look on the 90-day report? It's a Morchana actually. Well, if you have it on your phone, I know plenty of people that don't have it on the phone, and nobody in my family has it on their phone. Maybe my wife has it and she doesn't use it. A new improved database is required to keep track of foreign residents and tourists in Thailand so that they can be more easily located by police if they are suspected of being involved in criminal activity. Immigration Bureau personnel are to be more fastidious with the collection of data as to the location and whereabouts of foreigners, particularly when inputting information for the 90 days reporting system and the TM6 form, which all incoming foreigners are still required to fill in on arrival in Thailand. Doesn't say anything about TM30, FYI. So this guy here, this Robert Andrew, is going to have to do his time here, and then he's just going to be deported. And now listen to this. Thai police can halt passengers boarding planes. Under the new entry system for passengers traveling to Thailand, anyone purchasing a plane ticket to travel to Thailand can be vetted by the police and an order issued to ban them from boarding a flight to the kingdom in the first place. He said that his force is ready for Thailand's eventual reopening to foreign tourism, which will inevitably bring with it the risk of more criminal types being among the holidaymakers who normally flock to the kingdom but have been kept away by the COVID-19 crisis. So you could be, feasibly, you could be on your way over here. You get onto a plane, you're sitting there, stewardess, can I have a little glass of water, please? I gotta take my medicine. And then she comes back, oh, guess what? Sorry, but you need to get off the plane, sir. Huh? What are you talking about? You can't go to Thailand anymore. You've been banned from Thailand. I can see them getting the wrong person. I mean, they get the wrong person, they just go, nope, you're not coming in. They may do that. Thailand is less of a playground for foreign criminals than in the past, but the threat posed is still very real. I do believe that. In the past, Thailand was a playground for foreign criminals, but that in recent years, the situation has been changing for the better with improved policing and screening of those seeking entry. He still highlighted the dangers posed by unscrupulous travelers ranging from certain parts of the world, which they didn't say in this article, from where organized drug traffickers use Thailand as a base for their nefarious operations to advance online scams, which often targeted Thai nationals as victims. This was all in addition to foreigners who come to Thailand and end up inflicting physical harm on people. I mean, I know this happens, but I don't know, maybe they got a handle on the Thais that are doing this. I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to, can't say things like that, Pebble Dashing. You can't, all right? I mean, come on. Dude, are you like smashed right now or what? There you go, Stream Inspector. I think you're on to something there. News today, yesterday about Asian and Australia conference. Oh, I did want to get to something else here because it's 9:15. I mean, I don't want this kind of stream to be that kind of a stream. No offense. It's bad enough sometimes as it is. But when we start talking about those kind of things, I mean, let's keep it classy, Cleveland. Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it classy. Or at least let's make a feeble attempt to keep it somewhat classy. You got 59 people on here and 21 thumbs up. What gives, guys? If you're lurking, at least do me a solid and click a thumbs up. Doesn't cost a dime. And while you're at it, please subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. That would be good. Thank you very much, Del. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, Bangkok. I do like that. That's a good name for a... Although that's kind of stolen from Vice, but... David Cho and Vice. Let's see here. There's a new drive to ensure that the Immigration Bureau personnel inputting, where am I here? Inputting data on foreign residents here, create a database record that is not defective and can locate a foreigner's address with one click of a button. Well, I would think that they could do that. I don't know why they can't do that. You come up with, John Smith, there's 40 of them. Oh, this one's John A. Smith. Oh, okay, that's the one we want. Thumbs up, Thailand. What a great name for a raft. Well, it might be. I'm going to put that, I promise you I put the list up today. I may have to put 2 lists up, like, the top 4 that I think. The 4 that I think are the top 4, and then the next top 4. Because there's about 8 names that I like, 10 names. There's already a visa on arrival. There's already a visa on arrival, Andy. That's what Longhorns is on. Well, actually, it's a no visa entry, which is a little bit decent, a little bit different than a visa on arrival, which is an actual visa. He doesn't have a visa. So he came, got it, he came, and at the time he had to do the 14-day, 15-day quarantine, and then they gave you an extra 30 days, because normally they would give you 30 days, you would lose 15 days of that. They extended that by 15 days, so he gets the quarantine and then 30 days, and then he extended, I think he extended for another 60, and then another 30, or maybe it was just 30 and 30, and he has, I think, until December, but he's leaving in just under 2 weeks. The aim of the Thai immigration is to create a climate of fear for criminals. Do you think the visa on arrival will be, so just roll up, or do you have to apply online? You have to do everything that you're told to do right now, but you don't need a visa, which is, you're gonna have to do the Thailand pass. You're gonna have to do the Thailand pass, which, is like the COE, but a little bit easier. And you're gonna have to show your tests, and you're gonna have to show your hotel for one night. It's all online. I mean, I think I've even put it up in my channel tab. The COE Thailand Pass is a visa, so visa on arrival. That's not a visa. That's not a visa per se. Because Longhorn's got a COE. Longhorn's got everything he needed, and he came in. He does not have a visa. When you come in, If you are not issued a visa, then you are on a no visa entry. An entry without visa, which in the United States is 30 days and 30 days extension. I'm not sure about Australia, but I think it's the same. Hello, Richard. Richard, how you doing? I can tell you without a doubt that Longhorns does not have a visa because he kept talking about the 90-day report, and I go, well, you better go take care of it. You better go take care of it. And then he went to go take care of it. They were closed. He went back again, and they told him, you don't have a visa. You don't need to do a 90-day report. You don't need to do a 90-day report. Okay, whatever you say, Duke. Okay? I'm telling you what happened to Longhorns and what has happened to several other people. They do not have a visa. Okay? I'm just telling you right now. Now, you might be right. Let me see. I will double check and I will give a link to Mr. Andy. The embassy page doesn't even work. Unbelievable. All right, so you need the certificate of entry or the Thailand pass, a medical certificate with negative RT PCR test within 72 hours of traveling, $50,000 insurance, paid hotel for one night, certificate of vaccination. You do not need a visa. It is not a visa, okay? So let's be clear on that. Now, you may need a visa depending on where you're coming from, but if you're an American or Australian, you don't need it. Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate that. And, well, I haven't talked to Chucky since yesterday, I think. Day before yesterday. He sent me some photo or something. He sent me he always sends voice messages. So starting November 1st, double-dosed individuals, negative PCR test, one night stay, second negative test, and if all clear, can travel anywhere. Here's the I like illogical logic. That's pretty good. There you go, Gennaro. That is Miss Prail. I don't know if I like bucket list number 7, but I do like illogical logic. That's pretty good. You can't do that all on the app. The app is required when you come in. You can, as of November 1st, supposedly, assuming it works and there's no security breaches, you are able to do these things online on the Thailand Pass, and that site will be put up shortly. But yeah, as far as traveling everywhere, it's not a fucking visa. What are you talking about? You don't need a visa to get into the country. If you're an American, you get what is considered a no visa entry. That means you don't have a visa. Longhorns does not have a visa. You have permission to enter, but you don't have a visa. Oh yeah, I'll call it Pebble Dashing. Are you like drunk right now? the raft, the floating non-disease brothel. Ha ha ha. I don't know how many times I got to say that. And you just want to be right. You can show up without notice as long as you have all those things taken care of in the system. No raft god, no rap god, no Eddie Munster's sister, none of that shit. We're not, come on, keep it classy. Keep it respectful. Keep it a little mainstream, please. Illogical Logics are pretty damn good. And I like Thumbs Up Thailand. Can I stay 60 days without a visa this summer? You will be allowed to stay 30 days, then you need to go to immigration and extend for another 30 days, which is 1,900 baht. So yes, assuming you do whatever is necessary to get into the country with regards to the COVID. UK people get a 30-day extendable 30, yes. You've had some cider. Imagine that. Imagine I can tell. Why do I? I've come to Thailand with my U.S. passport before the COVID. Yeah, well, you know, before the COVID, you could just come here with your passport. You just travel on your passport. You don't need anything. The only reason you need all this stuff now is because of the COVID. I came many times without any visa at all. In fact, I don't think I ever got a visa until I got to Thailand and moved to Thailand. I didn't get a visa until I moved here. All the other times, I just came and, you know, war chana. You call it whatever you want, Gennaro. I give it to you correct. You can twist it however you want to twist it. It's up to you. So now they got their orders in. They got all kinds of coffee and goodies coming in. They got to load up and put up into their little all over here. I'm going to show you. You see those top parts that have the prices and the positively plant-based and stuff like that. Behind those are storage boxes. And so today they're going to fill those up. The Scott Mallon Drifters. Some of the, what is this? Some of the policies I saw asymptomatic. Specified asymptomatic. Well, if you're asymptomatic, no insurance is going to cover you. At least I haven't seen any. When I want to stay longer, I got the O visa with 800,000, but there you go. Which is kind of what I did, except it wasn't an O visa. It was an M visa. I got an M visa. I've had an M visa, I've had an OA visa, I've had an O visa, I've had, what else? A tourist visa. 1900 or get a 90-day extendable one before departure form. I don't know about that. I know about the 90 days inside. I'm talking about Thailand, in here. And yeah, I don't know about the insurance because I got my insurance here in Thailand in April of this year. The Mallon Drifters. Anyway, OA is retirement, and so is O. O is also a support visa, spousal support. What the hell do they call it? Child support? I don't know, family support, or whatever the hell they call it. What I'm saying is the COE are Okay, but they're not. You see, you're making the assumption. You're making this assumption that they're a visa. They are not a visa, and the terminology is very important here. Like when you come in, most people here who have been, let's say that people have been here for 7 or 8 years, and they have not let their visa lapse. They're not on a visa. They're on a stay of extension. Their visa was their initial. That's initially what they got when they came here. It's usually for 3 months, sometimes for a year. Then they started extending. The terminology is extremely important. And when you come in, well, you can say it's a de facto visa. It is not a visa. So, you know, and a visa exempt does not require a visa. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Get it through your fucking head. You can come here on just a passport. Now you cannot because of COVID. But before COVID, I could just take my passport, get on a plane, come to Thailand, automatic 30 days. Then when I want, I can extend another 30 days. I could go out of the country or go across the border and then turn right back around and get another 30 days. And then from there, I can extend that for 30 days. All without a visa. Deliverance. I'll be watching out for you to be on some live streams when you're in Thailand. It's better to get the retirement visa after living in Thailand a while. Well, that's what I did before. I had my media visa, then I got my I had my marriage visa, I got a media visa. Then I had a media visa, went back to the marriage visa. From the marriage visa, while I was in Thailand, the lady said to me, "You are 50 years old, you have the money, you can get a retirement visa, it's much less hassle than a marriage visa. Do you want to do that?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Boom. I got that visa. Then they extended it for me. And from then on, I've had a retirement visa or an M visa, a media visa. If you get one in the country of origin, there are a few more hoops to jump through, like a police report, and now you're going to need the 100,000 insurance, although that's probably going to end up being the norm for every visa, long-term visa. So you think pre-COVID passport only travel will return? I didn't say that, but do I think that? Eventually. Although they may say, you know, you're going to have to show proof of vaccination. I don't know. It depends on how this goes in the coming years. You know, you may have to show, before you can get into the country, before you can get your ticket, you may have to show, to get your airline ticket, you're going to have to show your insurance or something like that. And you're going to, and then maybe, you know, they'll let you back in without a visa. Oh God, pebble dashing. You keep drinking and let us do the talking. Oh God. I can't play the banjo. My hands are fucked. Alex has already tried to teach me how to play the guitar. I can't hold the guitar and play the guitar for more than about 10 minutes because my hand is gnarled because it's been broken so many times. The land border tourist visa changed a few years ago. Yes, traveling into Thailand by land or by sea is not the same as when you fly. That is true. It is true. It's not the same. A retirement visa for most people is a good way to go. Yeah. You know, most people, they do whatever they have to do. You know? That's that easy. It is, and you know, here's the thing too. as long as you qualify, you got the money, you got you've got your I's dotted and your T's crossed. It's not that difficult to be able to stay here. Nobody bothers you. It's not like the cops come around bugging you and they want to know everything you're doing. This is not China yet, you know. And I think if that happened, a lot more people would leave, and this place would just be it would be barren. I don't think people would, you know, just like in China, a lot of people like that guy Serpent ZA, and what was the other guy's name? The Lao Wai, or I forget what it was, but they both left because they were like, we don't want to deal with this bullshit. We're not at that point yet. Yeah, that's the other thing. The vax. You're gonna have to show your vax. You're gonna have to show your insurance. You know, maybe now what's gonna happen is anytime you go into a country, you gotta show the proof of vaccination. I don't know how they're gonna work it. Maybe they'll do everything online. You know, you buy your ticket, you get your proof of vaccination, you get your test, and then, you know, they release the ticket or something like that. But it doesn't, I don't think you're gonna need to have, I mean, they're allowing people to come in without visas now. So I do think they will allow people to come in the future without a visa. No visa entry. You can call it a de facto visa, but technically it is not a visa. And here you will learn that the terminology here is very important, because the people at immigration, they're not going to understand you if you go, you know, listen, I got a visa and now I want to get my visa for another year. They're going to go, what? No, you don't need to do that. Get a stay of extension. Oh. You know, it'll take a while to calm down. It's going to take a while for things to just mellow out. Look at Italy compared to how it was and how it is now. You know, I don't know. I don't watch them. I haven't watched them in a long. I've never watched Lao Wai, but I have watched Serpent ZA a couple times, and I haven't watched him. I watched him one or two times when he was in the United States, and yeah, they may be wanting to go back. Just like if I decide, hey, I'm going to go live in South Florida, or I'm going to go live in Costa Rica or Ecuador when I'm older, you know, I don't know that I'm going to be spouting off bad things about Thailand or the government or whatever, simply because if we want to come back, it's going to be a problem for me. I don't want any problems with anybody. And quite frankly, as long as things don't harm me, you know, whatever. I'm just one guy. Nothing's going to change. Most of the time, nothing is going to change. I don't believe in anything really strong enough at the moment to be willing to give up my life for it and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just, yeah. Just leave me in my little bungalow by the beach, or in my little condo, my little townhouse. You know, I don't ask for much. I don't need much, you know. Pebble dashing. What the hell did I just say? Dude, stop, all right? You're going in a timeout, man. Oh, shit. I hope I didn't put okay. You're timed out, dude. Come on, man. I don't need to know about some 103-year-old woman who's a virgin. Stop drinking so much cider. OJ or water, up to you. Well, I may get another OJ. I do have a water. Thank you very much, Dallo. Choke D. Listen up. Depending on how I do in the next few days, there is a chance that one of the things I'll need on a little trip, even on a trip where I am on a rafting trip or something for a day or a couple of days, where it's not my raft or anything like that, I will need some kind of a recording device, and I don't want to use my phone because, first of all, I don't want my phone falling in the water. I don't want it getting all wet, even though it's supposedly water resistant. So I'm going to have to buy a GoPro, and I may be able to buy a GoPro next month. I may be able to buy one. I'm not sure. If not, next month will be the month after, and it's largely due to you guys. So I appreciate that. Choke D to everybody. Even you, Pebble Dashing, you drunk bastard. Those two were friends with one of the two Canadians. It is what it is. I don't even know. They were friends with friends of the two Canadians. I don't know what the hell that means. Poor woman. Anyway. Let me see here. This is something. Let's just go right here. I'm going to show you this while I look for the next topic for the next 20 minutes. Take a look at this bad boy. Hopefully it'll come up. Oh shit! It's not gonna work because it's too long. Son of a bitch. How do you do that? That kind of sucks. Let me make this a shorter link real quick. So now we have Tian and Creo and Mr. Ken working, and we have 1, 2, 3 customers besides myself. So as I said, as it gets a little later and the place is getting ready to open up, more people come in. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna do this. Creates. Okay, I think this will work. Starbucks music. Whatever Starbucks decides to play, they play, and then they play it like all week. Let me see this other one here. Hotel. What is this? Hotels. Oh. Hotel boss backs Lisa gig. La Lisa. La Lisa. She is cute. La Lisa. Lisa Manoban of Blackpink. Who is this that says they're going to do it? They think that Thai and international tourists will spend at least 20 to 30,000 baht in Phuket when she's here. Now, the thing is there is also a boat show. There's a boat show from the 6th to the 9th in Phuket. However, that is a yacht show. Well, they may have some tenders, dinghies. I don't know that that's the place to go for that, but maybe it's worth checking. I may go just to make sure my wife is okay. She's going to go and go see La Lisa. The event was originally planned to take place at Sarasin Bridge, which is what I said, but because the venue was small, a larger place that can accommodate up to 20,000 people will be chosen instead. 20,000 people? Don't they know how crazy Thai people are about her? There is going to be so many people there fighting to get in. fighting to get tourists. All right. I don't know when the date is of this, but I guess it's New Year's or New Year's Eve. New Year's celebration. The head of the hotel association says that they are willing to spend the money that's necessary to hire Lisa. They should play rap E-song. Well, if she's in there, she plays all kinds of music. I already know this because my wife showed me, which, you know, I was like, please. And, you know, this is, my wife is, when I first met her, you know, it was, we used to listen to Guns N' Roses and all this kind of music, and I don't know what happened. Then it was, she started listening to Katy Perry, and my kids were like, ew. She didn't like them very much. COVID fears are mounting as Bangkok eyes tourists. About 300,000 foreign tourists are expected to visit Bangkok in each of the next 2 months after the capital reopens, according to the Tourism Authority of Thailand. So about 600,000 tourists they think are going to come to Bangkok next month and in December. However, the private sector has expressed concerns about the risk of a new surge of infections if the consumption of alcoholic drinks in restaurants and other entertainment venues is allowed to resume on December 1st as planned. So the alcohol is going to make people get COVID. Ugh. Do you think there's faithful bar girls? I'm not even going to answer that. Learn how to write in English. I don't, faithful? You mean faithful? Oh my God. Yes, there are. But you better know what you're doing, and you better know how to deal with them and talk to them, and you better know the culture a little bit. And you should know some Thai, and you know how to choose the right girl. And I mean, you know, come on. I might get the booster shot before traveling overseas because they keep changing the damn rules. Yes. It might not hurt to do so. Andy, it would not hurt to do so, or maybe it will. There you go. Apparently I didn't even read the article, but apparently some Thai girl just died after getting her second AstraZeneca shot. Pebble dashing, welcome back. Will the Scott 100%, Jesus Christ. Will the iScott 100% donate my Fin Reflection kayak, the if you have to pay you from the UK the postage, you have to do it to Thailand, that the I have no worries, be glad to, the ID 3 great boat less than a dinghy resistance. There will be outbreaks in the future. I think what you're saying is if I pay the shipping that you'll donate that. And I don't know, I did look at, and I have been looking at some kayaks, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing, canoe, kayak, or raft. And the reason I think the raft is the best reason, there is a, what is the name of that kayak that I was looking at yesterday? It might have been a fin, I don't know. Let me see here. It was not inflatable. Okay, I will be able to tell you in a moment. It was in, is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, it was a Oru Beach LT, which is made of different sections that are put together, and it's $1,200 without a motor, and but it's very light, and you can only hold 300 pounds. So the problem with the kayaks, if you only have one, is they can't carry enough weight. And that means you'd have to get two boats. Okay, two boats. Now you're talking about, that's $2,400 if that one. Even if somebody donates a kayak or two, we have to be able to transport the kayak. That's the other issue, which is why I like the inflatables, because you're able to transport them. Even if you have a light motor, you can transport that. You can even ship it ahead of time. So there are some things and some reasons why, but I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate the gesture. If I'm picking it all up correctly. I'm betting that I'm dreaming of White Christmas be on rotation. Yeah, probably. Scott, Florida is now least COVID cases per capita. There you go. Florida's a good place to live. New strain in England now. Watch this space. $1,200 without a motor. The rear of that boat you linked to looks too low. Florida is now least COVID. Yeah, okay. All right, where's my link? I'm going to look at it and see how low it looks. Because there's another one I'm looking at, but there's no storage space. It's not going to be too low, believe me. If you can put a motor in the goddamn thing, it's not going to be too low. And the other one that, and I showed it yesterday, I believe, was this one. And the only problem with it is the storage space. Let me see if I can find. There's this one, and there's the what was the other one? There's this one. Where am I? Well, think about this, Gennaro. Even if we have two kayaks, you got to pay shipping, which probably is not that bad. I don't know if it's inflatable, if it's a foldable, but then we have to think about transporting the thing, and that's a bit of an issue. In fact, that's a big issue. Not to mention that they could very easily charge you duties for the thing. It owes me nothing. If you pay the shipping, I will give it to the courier, no problem, and will carry a good weight great on the rapids. Hang on, let me see this thing. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that, you know, I can go anywhere with the thing, but if I got to worry about fin reflection, I can't even find the goddamn thing. Let me see if I just look up fin 1800. Oh, well, this is $1,800. Oh, reflection. Oh, yes, I did see these. I did see these. I mean, they look like they're great, to be honest. They look great. But they're 40 kilograms. That's 90 pounds. So if you get stuck somewhere, you got to carry that 90 pounds. You got to lug that 90 pounds around, man. You can get 3 people in the thing. You know, this is another thing. I want to talk to some people who are really experienced with it. But this is one of the ones that I'm talking about. Did I put it in? I already put it in there. I mean, I appreciated pebble dashing, but I got to think about it. I need to think about it a little bit. And then where is this other one that I was looking at? Is this the captain's package? All boats in stock. This is not the same one. I want the flat one. I could not be happier with the TrueKit Navigator 350. I don't remember where this one is. Oh, is this it right here? Yeah. The Discovery package. No, this is the other one. This is, wow, 2.8 meters. Man, that's expensive, man. 2.8 meters, and it's $2,900. That's expensive. That's too expensive. But this is what I'm looking at. John Froome, hey, long time no see. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is another one which has the open, but I don't think, listen, both of those are highly rated, man. They're highly rated, really. I mean, I've been looking and looking and looking, and I've been looking at all the lists, and those always come up towards the top. The thing about this one is that the flat, the one that's more expensive with the flat, that's meant for people to be able to jump in from the front, but it is not necessarily very good for being on the water for, as a raft. It's not meant for going on white water. Yeah, maybe a secondhand one. I don't know. I've been looking and looking and looking. I don't really have the money right now. I'm starting to get a little money saved for it. But I'd like to be able to, I want to make sure that I get everything together, and I'm close to being able to afford it on my own. I don't want to be hitting people up for that. Once they see I'm on, one of the things I want to do is I want to take a couple trips, get some good video, get some good stuff, and then maybe even I don't know if it'll work, but it can't hurt to ask. I'll go to Sarni's and I'll say, listen, we need 5 kilos of coffee. Can we get 5 kilos of coffee for this trip? I don't know how much. I'd have to figure out how much we would need. Can I get, let me think here. It would cost, it would be 1 kilo, maybe 3 kilos, whatever it is. Can we get a couple of kilos of coffee? We'll put your label on the boat, and we'll mention your coffee. Anytime we stream in the morning or do a morning video, we will mention your company, and hey, we're drinking Sarni coffee because I genuinely love the stuff. It's good stuff. So maybe that would work too. That would be our coffee. That would work on the coffee. I drag it on my own on the trolley it came with. Not that bad. I can carry it on my head, and I'm only 13 stone. Postage would probably be a lot, though, knowing time. It would probably be a lot, and again, I'd have to transfer it from Bangkok all the way to like northern Thailand or the middle of Thailand, or over to, even to Khao Sok would be a bit of a hassle. I'd have to, really, I don't have a car, and I don't want a goddamn car. I don't want a car just to be able to do this. There's additional expenses. I already figured this out with the boat. Oh, you gotta be a smart ass, don't you? Rap God sponsorship. With the people that they got going in there, the number of people that I've seen eating food there, it just, I don't think they would have any. First of all, most places are not going to give you money. They're going to give you a trade. They're going to give you give us time, you whatever, and you can't expect them to give you cash, because most places are not going to give you cash, even if it wasn't the COVID. You might have to hire a car for the boat for a specified trip. Yes, I might. And I'm sure there's a couple of people I could rely on to be able to help and all that, but that just factors in something completely different. So I don't know. I have to think about that, but I'll narrow it down and I'll figure everything out. I'm gonna put a blog post up on my channel in the next week or so. I already have a page filled up with a long list of things. They have extras for these boats. It would be nice to have a top, like a fold down top, so during the day you're not out in the gnarly heat. You could put that on if you want. You can have an anchor. You can have, what else did I have here? I forgot, you're gonna need helmets. Of course, life jackets. Probably need, I could use my phone, but you need some kind of a GPS device. GoPro. There's all kinds of things. Really, if you want to do it right, you don't have to go overboard, but there are some things that you definitely need. but I did get started, and you know, how about a motorbike tour heading to the north, ship the raft, then a raft trio heading back down south. This is Thailand. You don't need that stuff. Inflatable kayaks are about 35 pounds, and you're going to get a piece of shit. Now, what I have said is maybe I could get like 10 of those inflatable kayaks, so that if, you know, Longhorns gets one, I get one, somebody else going gets one, somebody pops the kayak, boom, okay, throw it away. You can't fix it, throw it away, use another one. You could do it that way also. I don't know, you know. I know about the portable coffee makers. I'm aware of them, and I know AeroPress is a good brand. You know, I mean, I could do that. Actually, you could get a real, you know, a halfway decent one that might cost $200. So let's say that you got 4 of them. You had 1 extra, or 5 of them. You had 2 extras if you had 3 people. Because one thing that I would like to do is I like to have some people who are game and who are in the country. Maybe I say, okay, listen, we're going to head down the river, and we'll be at this city around this date. You can come with us for like, you know, 4 or 5 days or something, if you want. And then the next, you know, we go alone for a little while, then another city. Okay, let's meet up with this person. That would be kind of cool, you know. So there's a lot of things that can be done, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of ideas, but I think my ideas are pretty sound, and if they're not, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out that they're not very sound. It might be too much to think about having a cover, a foldable cover. It might be too much. Hey, John, by the way, Choke D, thank you very much. The thing is about the foldable one, you can get an inflatable that's really good. It's like the seams are welded, they're heat welded. They're like 4-ply. There's 4 or 5 compartments in them. So if you pop one compartment, you basically got to fix it, and then you're not going to sink. You fix it, and you're going to you'll be able to. Then you just, you know, it's back to normal. Like you've got multiple chambers. These are, you know. So it's about quality versus, and also one of the things that nobody's talked about is the handling. These things are supposed to handle very well, whereas some of the cheaper ones, they don't track very well, you know. So would hiring a houseboat be an option? I don't think so. Not that whole way. There are 2, I've already checked, there are 2 dams. One of the things that I can ask and I can find out when I go to Chiang Mai and I go on a river or whatever is, I want to find out just because there's not a lot of rafting on the Ping, and I'd like to know why, but there is one large dam there. It's the largest in Thailand. It's the Bhumibol Dam, and then when you come down further is the Chao Phraya Dam. So there's 2 dams, which is another reason why I think it might be smart to have a raft, because you can put a motor on it, and if for some reason you get a little too close and you're like, holy shit, I don't want to go over the side of a dam or through it, you have a motor to get yourself out of danger. Thank you very much there, T-Paper, T-Kradat. You can rent houseboats like in Sangkhlaburi. You can rent them, and they're not that expensive. You know, if you get like a family together, let's say you got 5-6 people, family, a couple of friends, 8 people, you can have a lot of fun out at that particular place in Sangkhlaburi. That very, very good. But yeah, that's the other thing, is the tracking and the handling in general, and you know, can you put an engine on it? the ones that are cheap, you're not going to put an engine on it, which leads me to another point, which is I don't want to be doing this for 3 months, 4 months. I don't want to do that. I prefer not to. As long as the ease of better what the is he speaking Australian or what's the deal? As long as the ease of better, do thinner, use it, do when comes to kayaks or dinghy, thumbs up, less resistance. You're doing my head in, man. Are you dyslexic? As long as the ease of better, do thinner. What happened to Richard? Richard always just disappears. I think he's looking to see if Chucky's in here. Chucky never comes in the chat. I'm gonna have to have a chat with him and tell him to get in the chat sometimes. There's the other costs as well. Well, like I said, helmets. You're gonna need some booties. You're gonna probably need some. Gloves, anchor, GPS. Food, water, lodging, because it's not like we're going to be jumping in the water all the time and that's going to be our shower every day. I mean, yeah, that might happen, but once in a while I'm going to say if there's a little guest house, we may just stay in it. We being whoever it is that's doing this trip. And Longhorn said, I want you to do one thing. Do push-ups and some kind of exercise like leg lifts or sit-ups or something. Do 25 every morning and 25 every evening. And so I have been, among other things. Because I think that this is something that could be pretty interesting. And I do. There you go. I'm sorry that you're dyslexic. I need Google even to spell that word. Elaborate, will you? There you go. All right. Well, I kind of figured it was something like that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell else I was going to say. I'm losing it. Losing my train of thought. Snowboarder needs speed to ensure threading the needle on Black Diamond Run. Oh, TAT. TAT doesn't know it, but I'll be going there in the future after a bunch of trips and asking for some kind of promotion or something, You're the banjo player from... Oh, come on, man. I don't think you're that bad. I think the cider coupled with the dyslexia, coupled with this chat being what it is, it's wearing on you. Anyway, what was the other thing? Yeah, and then you need things like mosquito net, medicine, just in case you're going to need some medicine for if you're really sore. You're going to need some, aspirin, Tylenol. You're going to, we'll need some stuff like that. Stomach ailments, some, what is that, Flagyl. You need stuff like that. You need some stuff you rub on your muscles when you're sore. I got a lot of that stuff already, but, there's a lot of stuff you got to carry, It would be good to stop every night at a little village and do a tour of real Thailand. It would be great if I could do that. I got Tiger Balm. I have so many Tiger Balm patches and Tiger Balm little things, the little tins. I used to sell those a long time ago, but I have the patches and they are really good. And I also have something that Longhorns gave me, some kind of a balm, and then I have something for my hands that is supposed to help with arthritis because my hands are toast. Andy, take care. Have a great day. Let me know if you need any questions answered about coming over here. But I believe Australia they'll be good to go. You're not going to need a visa. if they're anything like America, which I think they are. So, but yeah, lots to think about. Plus, this place is opening up, and who knows what it's going to be like sometime next year. I'm a member of DNA, the National Dyslexia Association. Wow. Wow. I wondered if, like, Richard was dyslexic as well, because I see a certain pattern when people write sometimes, and that's what leads me to believe they might be dyslexic, you know. I'm a member. Oh, you're a member. I thought you were like the head of the association. Anyway, all right, listen, I don't want to make this a big long stream today. LOL, who cares? I don't know. I guess the people who are affected by it, they care. Other than that, I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about right now. But, yeah, you know, say 6 months into next year, or 4 or 5 months into next year, this thing happens. You know, who knows how many people will be on the river? Who knows what? I don't want to get run over by some, you know, some massive boat. I don't want to get run over by a tugboat. Seriously though, if you price up the cost of shipping for the fin reflection to Thai from UK, you're welcome to have it. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. You know, it might not be a bad idea, but I again, with the cost of transporting it and the cost of the import fees, if they're going to charge import fees, which they probably will, that might be $500 at least, US. Just, you know, it depends on how much they value the thing at. Isuk Isan. Okay, no worries. No worries. That's what I'm here for. And if I can't figure it out, then we'll all figure it out together. One way or the other. So, that's all I have. Do me a favor, leave a thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, Thailand. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe. That I mean, it doesn't take much. That would be great. That would be helpful. I would appreciate that. One of these days I'll hit 15,000 subscribers. And then look down in the description, get a shirt, go through Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything. If you need something from Amazon, get something from down below. See you down low. Do whatever you got to do, or just keep watching. That's fine too. Thank you to the people who bought a couple shirts yesterday. Appreciate that. That helps. And Pebble Dashing, enjoy your cider. Just don't drink too much of it. But enjoy, as they say here. So, thumbs up, Thailand, thumbs up. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American here in the cock, Bangkok. Until next time, Chok Di Leo Jerken Mai, which is good luck and see you later. All right? Ciao.